Alright, welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about the bureaucracy. So let's do it. Alright, so what exactly is the bureaucracy? Well, we're talking here about people in the executive branch who are actually implementing the laws that Congress passes. So these are non-political positions. These are people who it is their career, their job, to just merely do and instill government policies. So once Congress passes a law, that law has to be enforced and implemented by somebody, and that somebody refers to bureaucrats, also known as civil servants. We're talking about, again, non-political appointees. These people didn't get the job because they're Democrats or Republicans. They got the job because they qualified. And this is known as the merit system. So under the merit system, people get jobs because they are experts at a certain thing, because they qualified for that job, because they earned that position. It could be because they passed the civil service exam. In the old days, people used to get jobs through the patronage system or the spoil system. That's where they would get the job because of who they knew or who they voted for. But this was very corrupt, and this was ended under the Pendleton Act, which established the merit system. This has led to an increase in professionalism and efficiency and expertise among the bureaucracy. Now we have four main categories of types of bureaucratic agencies and departments. We have cabinet departments, we have independent executive agencies, independent regulatory commissions, and government corporations. So let's go through each one of those. Cabinet departments have major responsibilities over a broad area of policy. These are the 15 major departments of the federal government. Many of them you probably have heard of, like the State Department, or Defense Department, or Justice Department. That means that under this huge category of things that have to do with defense, or with justice, or energy, or education, that this department oversees those things. They have a tremendous amount of power and influence. The heads of those departments are called cabinet secretaries. The only one not called a secretary, by the way, is the head of the Justice Department, who is called the Attorney General. Next, we have independent executive agencies. So executive agencies have a relatively narrow area of responsibility, especially in comparison to cabinet departments. Alright, so next up is independent regulatory commissions. Now, these are experts who make regulations and rules governing certain industries or areas of the economy. So this is an important role. In the next video, we're going to talk all about that rule-making power that they have, which does give them quite a bit of influence. So for now, we want to focus on that word independent. How are they independent? Why are they independent? Well, the why is because we want them to not make political decisions. We want them to be independent so that they do what is best for the country. Because remember, they're making rules over certain industries. For example, the Federal Reserve, they regulate banks. The SEC, the Securities and Exchanges Commission, they regulate Wall Street. We don't want them worrying about Republicans and Democrats and what will be better politically for one party or the other. We want them to make good rules and regulations that will protect the American public. So how do they have this independence? Well, unlike cabinet secretaries who can be fired by the president, because remember the president nominates and the Senate confirms, but the president can fire cabinet secretaries, the president cannot fire independent regulatory commission heads. So the Federal Reserve Chairman, for example, cannot be fired from the president because, again, we don't want him or her worrying about the president, making sure, oh, well, is the president going to like this? I have to make sure so that I can keep my job. No, we don't want them worrying about politics, so the president can't fire them because he doesn't like their policy. The last type of agency we're going to talk about are government corporations. And what they do is they perform some kind of service that could be done by a private corporation, but it's not done by them because it's not profitable. Amtrak is a very good example of a government corporation. So they provide train service. And in fact, it's so expensive to do this that train tickets would be so expensive that nobody would buy them. So private companies don't provide that train service. So the federal government established Amtrak and they provide this service. So they use some taxpayer dollars as well as the fares they get by people paying for the tickets, and this offsets the cost and they're able to provide that train service. So there are four main tasks that we're going to discuss over the next few videos. They make rules, they issue fines, they punish violators of the rules that they do make, And they also work together with congressional committees, with interest groups, in actually making these rules and these regulations. So there's a lot going on here that these agencies and departments provide and that they do. But really the next couple of videos, we're going to really slow down and go through those different tasks. So issuing fines and making rules, regulations. Next couple of videos, we're going to talk all about that. So join me then. Until then, this has been a La Money production. Alright, thanks again for watching this video. Stick with me for the rest of this series on the bureaucracy. Hit that like button if this video helped you. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys next time.